Hey guys, Crewman here, and I wanted to share with you the PC build that made me realize I will never buy a PlayStation or Xbox ever again. One thing I don't think most people realize is PCs don't have to be big, and they don't even have to have a real case, as I've showcased here. This 4K native gaming PC fits in the same space as a PS5, and unlike the PlayStation 5, it's capable of real 4K native ray-traced gaming. Now, of course, the costs of this PC and a PlayStation 5 are not comparable, but if you wanted to, you could build a lower end spec PC, which I will show off in a future build. But here at Crewman Tech, we want to showcase different ways to use gaming PCs, and that is why I'm excited to share this build with you guys. I have used this build more than my traditional gaming PC since I got it set up about 6 months ago. And the best part about this build is you don't even need to use a mouse and keyboard. I use this gaming PC exclusively with a controller, and that's how I play games on it. So in this video, I want to share with you the history of this PC, and then I want to showcase it with actual gameplay footage so you can see what it's capable of. So if you like content like this, please make sure you like and subscribe, as we're going to try to showcase one PC build a week. So without further ado, let's get to it. So let me tell you the origin of my console killing PC. So originally it started out as my LAN rig in 2021, and it was in this LinLAN TU-150. But I stopped going to LANs as much as I got older, which is unfortunate, and I'm going to try to go to LANs again and maybe build another LAN rig in the future. So stay tuned for that. And I decided to gut the PC and take everything out. Now this GPU wasn't in it. It had a 7900 XTX, which I ended up selling. And I put all of this on the open benchable frame, including the power. So it's basically the power supply, which is a Silverstone 700 watt titanium. Then I have a Gigabyte B550 motherboard, bequiet Dark Rock Pro 4. The CPU is a 5600X3D, very similar to the 5800X3D. And the GPU that started this particular version of the build, I got a 4080 for $600. When you see a deal like that, you take it, guys. And the RAM is 3600 CL 16 gig rip draws. So this thing is a monster at 4K gaming. I've been using it more than my 4090 PC, if you can believe that. Because look, guys, when we want to sit on the couch and game, we want to sit on the couch and game. And thanks to this tiny controller, which wakes up the PC from sleep, and this Xbox controller, which is what I use to game on this thing. I don't use a keyboard and mouse on this PC at all. This is strictly just like a console gaming experience. I've got my main gaming PC. One, I want to use a keyboard and mouse, but you could just as easily sit on your couch with like an end table and do that if you wanted to. But now that you've seen the PC, I've showed you its humble origins from an old LAN PC to basically the gaming PC that I use more than my high-end 4090 9800X PC. Let me show you how this thing does in 4K gaming. I'm going to run a few gaming live performance tests to give you an idea, and then I'll give you some final thoughts on this thing. Alright, so this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I refuse to pay for Black Ops 6. I won't pay $75 for the same game year after year after year. I'm going to play this one until nobody's playing it anymore. Or maybe go back to Black Ops Cold War. Anyway, I digress. So these settings are maxed, 4K, upscaling off, and you can see I'm basically hitting my screen cap of 120 FPS. I'm playing on an LG CX 4K TV. Now, I'm using my mouse and keyboard because I'm terrible with controller, but basically, if you were not bad with controller, you could use your controller, and this is what you get, way better than on a PlayStation 5. Now, obviously, there's a big price disparity, but this is incredible. This is extreme settings, and like I said, we have our monitor maxed, so we can't go any more than that. And it's really hard, you'd be hard pressed to find TVs that have a higher refresh rate than 120. And frankly, if we were talking like a 144 hertz, you could just lower the settings a little bit to get that extra FPS. All right, this is Cyberpunk 2077. We have 4K on, ray tracing set to high. We tried Psycho, it was too much for it. So we're at 4K native, high ray tracing, path tracing is obviously off, crowd density is high. This is one of my standard areas I benchmark because there's a lot going on in the city. And you can see we're hitting basically 30 FPS. Now, obviously, if you drop ray tracing down or you want to put upscaling on, you can get a higher number. But 30 FPS in Cyberpunk 2077 is not the same thing as 30 FPS in Warzone. And if you ask me, I think 30 FPS is playable. And look at how beautiful this game looks. I'm always in awe of this game, especially this area at night. It really captures that night city feel. Anyway, I love this game. This is, especially being a good single player game, this showcases what this machine can do. Again, obviously it costs more than a PlayStation, but you get the performance to show for it. All right, so here's Warhammer 40,000, and we're a little bit held back by the 5600X 3D. If I had a better CPU, maybe I could get 20 to 30 more FPS, unless I was willing to use upscaling, which I'm not, but I've been playing the majority of this game at these settings, so as you can see, I'm getting about 45 FPS. I'm just moving around just so you can see what's going on, and it's more than playable. I would argue that I'm the weak link because I'm terrible at this game. I'm terrible with the jump pack anyway. I don't think I'm terrible at this game. But you can see that the game looks beautiful, and like I said, we're being held back more by the CPU rather than the GPU, and maybe in the future I will upgrade the socket, but I don't know. It just depends as I'm able to get the desired FPS I want on all of the titles I'm playing. But I did want to show you something that could be held back by the CPU more than the GPU. All right, now here's Indiana Jones. Basically, this game cripples this system, but it cripples everything. I have to have ray tracing on medium and the rest of the settings on high with upscaling off. And as you can see, I'm getting like 60-ish FPS, between 50 and 60. But like I said, I had to turn the settings down quite a bit. But this game is the future of gaming, and it cripples everything. So the fact that I'm able to get this much at 4K, I'm overall pretty happy with it. I spent most of my time playing this game on this system as well, but I'm not very far, as you can see. Alright, well, as you see, this thing is a monster. It games much better than a PlayStation 5. It's about the same size as a PlayStation 5. Now, it costs more than the PlayStation 5, but that's alright, as you can use a multitude of controllers on it as well. I cannot wait to pair the Hyperkin competitor with this system. Hopefully, I'll have one when they release. I'm pretty excited for it. It's just one of the many things that this thing offers over PS5. You have more controller support. You have way more game support. You could do basically any game that a PC can run. You can put on that. You can do high end. You can do low end. And the system does not have to be a 4080 and a 5900X 3D. You can also use lower spec machines as well. I'll have a video on a lower spec one coming up soon. Again, this PC is very flexible, and I really think that when people figure this out, the console's dead. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more PC builds. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you think this is a console killer. Peace out, guys.